So it was a day where the dollar didn't want to come down. Um, Weakness in stocks has boosted liquidity demand for the US dollar, and the US dollar is finding support in the speculation that Fed Powell is going to be hawkish when he speaks on Friday at the Jackson Hole. Having said that, bond yields were falling, and that anchored the dollar somewhat. So let me share my screen. Um, this one here. So you should see there the US dollar. So pumped up, pulled back, but it just didn't want to come in. So technically, where does that leave us? Well, we're at last week's highs. Perhaps we're going to continue up. We haven't had a particularly deep correction as of yet. You'd expect there to be a sizable correction, but not always the case, and it can just fly higher from here. If we look at let's clean up the chart and start fresh. So I've gone onto the weekly chart, and we've got this W formation that could be forming. Pretty wonky, but that might need a leg up at least into the resistance over here. So that theoretically can continue to climb. Of course, it depends on this Friday's Jackson Hole and data points that we're left with throughout the week. On the daily chart, we have pierced these double highs. So we've got very limited um, selling pressure here. So, I mean, at this point here, we were looking for the pullback. We've just come straight back up into what would have been regarded as a peak formation high, but that's been what's acting as resistance again. So we'll just have to see how it pans out. But it would be nice to see a correction because that will give plenty of opportunities across the board. But the more this just creeps higher and higher, it's very difficult when you're biased to be fading rallies and buying dips to go with the trend, unless you get a sizable dip. So at the moment, I'm just going to have to monitor this. I'm going to look to the yields and see what information we can pluck from there. So we got a new high on the day. Are we going to close as a doji potentially, which will be a bearish feature on the 10-year? It's come right up through into resistance. If we scan out to, say, the weekly charts, you can see there that we've got a top there, and over here on the monthly chart, right, the monthly chart, the current price is aligned with these lows. Now, this low here was responsible for the move up, and this low here was the last low before the breakdown. So I'm regarding this level where we are currently with the price as to be potentially an important area that it may struggle to break above. So this could be a firm resistance. Just a hunch, perhaps not, but it would be a coincidence if it were to move lower from here. Um, if not, then perhaps we're heading up towards 4.7. but you've got to wonder, how much more can this keep going up? And is it due a fade? Is it due a correction? In my experience, then yes, this does require a correction. But we'll have to wait and see. So, on the 2 year, we were expecting the correction today. We got it, but didn't get the follow through. Instead, we've continued up and up. So we're staying front side. We didn't break any structure. That move did not break those lows. So fueling the bid, fueling the rally up. And we've got a new low over there, just above 5%. So these will be important. Are we moving up into resistance on the 2 year? Hard to say with these wicks. So we'll just have to monitor it. We do have the W formation on that weekly chart, which would be presumed to pull in the price. So W formation back into the neckline. We'll just have to wait and see how that pans out over the next few weeks. But on the daily chart, there's nothing here that's bearish. We're front side of the bullish trend and no signs of that breaking down as of yet, considering today's price action, breaking Monday's highs, so continuation. Having said that, we are coming up to resistance in so much as the correction. So we measured the correction from top to bottom. We've got a minus 272 just through 5058, and then a 5.10 at the minus 618 over there. Ah, dear. I may not be recording the right